For 8 long years, I was trapped in a marriage that crushed my spirit, leaving me a shell of the person I once was. The man I had vowed to love and cherish turned out to be my tormentor. His weapon wasn't his fists, but his words, his manipulation, and his control. Slowly, he stripped away everything I held dear: my family, my friends, my independence, my sense of worth. He isolated me from those who cared for me and ensured I was financially dependent, forbidding me to work or seek help. I became a prisoner in my own life, convinced that I was worthless and incapable of survival without him. I remember one night vividly. Lying in bed beside him, my mind churned with despair. The pain was so unbearable that I considered 2 unthinkable options: to end my life or to end his. Back and forth, the thoughts consumed me through the night, a storm of anguish and desperation. I am considered to be an intelligent woman with a high IQ, but the abuse diminished my rational thinking. It was only animalic survival left. I understood, in that moment, why some women in the news stories I'd heard had chosen the path of violence. Yet, something deep within me whispered that I couldn't let my children bear the weight of such an irreversible act. I couldn't let his abuse define the legacy I left behind. I've reached the end of the road where I chased love in places it didn't exist. I refused to scrape at the edges of dry wells, coughing up dust, hoping to quench my thirst. My soul deserved better. The next morning, with trembling hands but a determined heart, I made my decision. When he left for work, I packed a single bag of clothes, walked out the door, and never looked back. My first stop was a shelter, a safe haven for women like me. It was there that I began the arduous process of rebuilding my life. Physically, emotionally, and financially, I had to start over. I hid from him until the divorce was final, knowing my safety was at risk if he found me. It wasn't easy, but every step I took away from that life was a step toward freedom. Today, I am living proof that there is life after abuse. I am celebrating 35 years in a marriage that is built on love, respect, and partnership. My second husband is my anchor, a man who lifts me up rather than tears me down. Through the pain of my past, I learned what love should never be and what it truly is. You cannot change someone who refuses to see the harm in their actions. Don't believe him that it is your fault. Stop convincing yourself that you can fix this. It's been this way for far too long, and nothing is changing. Instead, choose yourself. Save your heart, your mind, and your soul. Leave before it's too late. Healing from abuse isn't something that happens overnight. It's a journey of courage, taken one step at a time. Let today be the day you take that first step forward. Remember, true revenge isn't about hurting back. It's about surviving, growing, and breaking the cycle that tried to trap you. If you're unhappy with the hand fate has dealt you, don't accept it. Fight for a new one. You have the strength to rewrite your story. For a long time, I was navigating my own pain, but I've found power in seeking ways to heal rather than hiding from the hurt. Relationships don't end because of lies. They end when the truth reveals what was hidden. The scars of abuse and trauma only begin to heal when we confront them honestly, explore their depths, and share our stories with people who truly care. The only people who deserve space in your life are those who make you feel valued. Love doesn't demand you give up everything for someone else. Your worth is infinite, and you deserve to stand tall beside a partner who treasures you as an equal. How others treat you is their karma. How you choose to respond is yours. Imagine having a pet zebra. You could claim to love that zebra with all your heart, but if you lock it in a cage every day, denying it the freedom it craves, love becomes a hollow word. True love is about setting it free, about giving it what it needs, not what you want to offer. Sometimes, love means stepping aside and letting it find the care it truly deserves. A woman must remember this truth. Never invest your heart in a relationship you wouldn't want for your daughter. And never tolerate behavior from a man that you would reprimand your son for displaying. A man who mistreats a woman who loves him is revealing his own brokenness, his lack of self-love. Abusive relationships may disguise themselves as love, but love should never wound, control, or demean. It may feel like an impossible bind, but recognizing the abuse is the first step toward freedom. Confront it. Speak your truth with courage. This is abusive, and I will no longer tolerate it. If this behavior continues, we must part ways. I refuse to let my soul endure this pain any longer. Abuse thrives in cycles. Tension builds, trauma strikes, reconciliation soothes, and calm deceives. But you are stronger than the cycle. You are not a prisoner to the pattern. Break it. Rise above it. Emotional abuse, gaslighting, manipulation, dismissiveness chips away at confidence and self-worth. You may feel trapped, wondering if things will ever change. But understand this. Love is not supposed to feel like walking on eggshells. Love does not tear down. It builds up. Life is in constant motion, shifting and evolving into new shapes and possibilities. Trust the process. Let the shifts happen, even when they feel overwhelming. Take responsibility for your journey, step by step, and embrace the transformation of your world. Walking away from an abusive relationship may seem insurmountable when guilt, fear, or love clouds your judgment. But your happiness, your self-worth is worth the fight. Don't let fear hold you captive. Seek guidance, surround yourself with support, and take that step toward a life filled with peace and self-love. Abuse of any kind is never acceptable. You don't have to carry the burden of pain alone. Look for the light that will guide you out of the darkness. You are not powerless. You are capable, worthy, and deserving of a healthy, fulfilling life. Let these words be a spark in your soul, a reminder that you are not bound by the chains of mistreatment. You have the strength to break free, to heal, and to step boldly into a new chapter filled with love and respect, starting with yourself. Sometimes we don't realize how toxic something is until it's too late and we're left picking up the pieces. But even in those broken moments, there's hope. Healing begins when you find the courage to share your burden and know that you are not alone. Walking away from toxicity, from abuse, from relationships that suffocate your spirit, that is a victory. You win every time you choose yourself, your peace, and your future over someone who drags you down. Every soul deserves to be loved fully and rightly. If you are not, take a deep breath and walk away. You owe it to yourself. An abusive relationship doesn't just harm those involved. Its ripple effects spread to everyone around. Break the chain for your sake and theirs. Sometimes, no matter how much we hope and try, people don't change. Protect your heart and keep it safe. Do not give the key to your happiness to someone who thrives on chaos. I once loved deeply, but love shouldn't feel like fear or like a slow erosion of your self-worth. There are far too many silent sufferers, not because they don't want help, but because they've reached out and found no one listening. Let's be the ones who listen, who care, and who remind each other. You are not alone. You are worth more than your pain. You are worthy of healing and happiness. Keep fighting. You are stronger than you know. Emotional abuse poisons the soul, but it does not have to be the end of your story. If you're trapped in an abusive relationship, know this. You are not weak for staying, but you are powerful beyond measure when you choose to leave. The scars of abuse may linger, but they are a testament to your survival and strength. Remember, love should not feel like walking on eggshells. It should not isolate, demean, or control. Love nurtures, uplifts, and respects. If someone takes away your light, find the courage to reclaim it. You are not alone, and there is a world beyond the walls of abuse, a world filled with hope, healing, and happiness. Trust in your worth, take the first step, and never look back. You deserve to live a life where you are cherished, not chained. Have a happy life now.